Hey guys, hi, welcome back once again. My name is Vaishali and today I'd like to talk about the soft whisper that is also called as the intuition. Now we hear a lot about intuition or the gut knowing, but we probably have not been conditioned enough to be able to hear and acknowledge that soft whisper. Now since we all are meaning making creatures, exactly like how we make the meaning of the word quiet, is it the peaceful quiet or is it the eerie quiet? We constantly are making meanings of stuff that is constantly happening around us. Our body, our mind is constantly making meaning of the stuff that goes on around. So I wanted to Google up to exactly know what the meaning of the word intuition is. And what I came to know is that intuition actually means inner tuition, or the inner tutor that constantly tells us something in very soft, gentle words. I also came to know that it's the inner knowing. I also came to know that it's also referred to as insight, the inner sight, or the first immediate cognition. So 2 days back, it so happened that I had gotten ready, was about to leave for my work when I was trying to put on my regular pair of footwear. And somewhere there was another thought that came in that asked me to wear another footwear because I had not worn it for a lot of months. I had not used it, the thing that I had purchased. And then I heard a very soft little whispering voice which asked me to wear the same shoes that I thought of wearing the very first time. And yet immediately afterwards, I hear another thought that tells me, listen, you've not worn these shoes that you had purchased so many months back. You'd not used something that you had purchased which you had wanted to use for yourself. So why don't you use it today? And of course, as that almost always happens, that when a thought enters our brain, it is always backed up by another tangible, rational thought, which is again backed up by another thought, which is again backed up by another thought. So of course I went with the second thought because the second thought was backed up by a whole lot of other thoughts which were further backed up by a whole lot of other thoughts as well. And as I stepped behind my wheels to drive to my office, I was met with one of the worst traffics that I had faced in a very long time. And quite naturally I started cursing myself, but I started laughing at my own folly as well. My own folly of not listening to my inner knowing, my own folly of not listening to that immediate first cognition. And a drive that is generally stress-free for me, that day became a very stressful drive because there were lots of people on the road who were constantly moving in and out. I had to constantly apply the brakes. I had to constantly stop my car and restart my car, and there was honking that was happening from all sides possible. So not only was I feeling the stress, not only was I feeling the fatigue, but my ankle, which I had broken a few years back, had also started to hurt. It had started to prick real bad. And I realized that had I listened to that soft inner whisper, had I listened to that first inner cognition, it would not have had to grow itself so loud that I could feel the pain all over me. Now I'd like to take another example from the movie MS Dhoni, wherein he sees this empty train moving away from the platform, and then he sees this inner voice that beckons him to run and jump onto the train. And there's a split moment's hesitation where we see him trying to understand for himself whether should he trust his inner knowing or whether should he stick back to what is familiar and what feels safe for him. And after that split moment's hesitation, we see him running after the train. We see him jump onto the train, trusting himself fully, not knowing where the train would lead him to. And I wonder, had he not taken that leap of faith without the known destination, had he not listened to his own inner voice, to his own inner knowing, to that soft inner nudge, would we still have that world-class cricketer with us that we had for so many years, who led the Indian cricket team to great heights that we had always aspired for? Now that's not to say that all the rational thoughts that are backed up by many more rational thoughts that have a tangible result do not have a room and a place. But I feel that we should equally realize as to where and how we create a room for those rational thoughts, and not let them be a reason wherein we start compromising our own selves with our own inner knowings, with our own first immediate cognition. Let's try and think a little more about that, and I will see you once again the next week. Till then, stay tuned in. And guys, if you do like the contents of my videos, please do like, share and subscribe.